Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are bringing Verkle home from the moon. We fulfilled the contract in a janky sort of way, but we fulfilled the contract nonetheless, and we're coming home with a lot of science, actually. Now, I don't think this is going to be a 52-second burn. Maybe it will. Yeah. Actually, I think it will be a 52-second burn. So we're going to want to do this at 26 seconds. So let's go ahead and warp forward a bit. Okay, right now. We're going home. This is going to get us basically where we need to be, and then we'll burn the last of our fuel on a braking maneuver over there. And then we'll get rid of all this stuff. Stow our solar panels and hopefully not die to the heat. That would be ideal. Okay. Just watching our periapsis here. There we go. So, I'm going to do a bit of a maneuver over here to bleed off the rest of our fuel. And that maneuver is going to be a bit of a radial burn plus retrograde. How much fuel do we have? We have 851 DV. Okay, that sounds good. We're just going to bleed as much speed as we can while maintaining our periapsis at about 60 kilometers. There we go. That seems to be pretty close to the best we can do. We can do maybe a little more. Let's see, 851. That's the best we can do. Okay, so that'll get us in the atmosphere, but we're not going to be super low. We may need to do 2 aerobrake passes. We'll have to see. The other thing we could potentially do is go a little bit more radial and a little less retrograde. Like something kind of like this. I mean, that's obviously too much DV right there, but we could do that, theoretically. Alternately, we could just try to leave it a little lower, so we don't have to do multiple aerobraking passes. It's a possibility. I mean, this is still too much DV. So I'm going to remake this maneuver node. I'm going to make it right around here. We're going to go retrograde here. And we're going to actually target about 40 kilometers. So we're just going to keep on doing this. And we can go a little further. Not quite that far. That's exactly the distance we can go. I like that better. That's a slightly more efficient burn. Okay, let's go ahead and orient for that burn. Come on, there we go. Warp to next maneuver. Bye, Moon. Hello, Kerbin. Where's our ship? Whoa, Kerbin just teleported. Okay, I'm kind of... Oh, there's the ship. I was kind of confused there for a moment. Okay, so we're going to be burning everything out here. Let's go ahead and retract our solar panels. They're not doing any good right now anyway. Electric charge is a little on the low side, but that's okay. We'll be making some back soon enough. So we're going to want to burn this at basically T-minus 1 minute. So I'm going to go ahead and warp forward until then. Close enough. Five seconds to burn. Mark. Okay. Let's get our orbit changed. We are, of course, not going to be in the atmosphere during this because this engine is not efficient for atmosphere use. It's purely a vacuum engine. We're just trying to bleed off as much orbital speed as we can right now. That's the primary goal. While dropping our periapsis down to a slightly more useful level. Looks like our node is drifting a little bit. Let me correct that. And of course, this is using up every last drop of fuel we've got. And this is just to make the re-entry a little safer. We probably could have landed without this burn, but this is going to be safer, for sure. So far, so good. This burn is looking amazing. And we should easily be able to bleed off 273k altitude in a single aerobrake pass at 42 kilometers. Theoretically, I think. Node is drifting a little bit. Just adjusting heading for that. Node is starting to drift rather a lot. Just going to take it slow from here. Okay. Now we technically have a tiny amount of thrust left, I think. I'm just going to burn that retrograde. If we have anything left, burn it now. And that was it. Okay. So we are out of fuel. So let's go ahead and detach our engine and our fuel tanks. Off they go. And of course we've got this decoupler artifact here. It's a little awkward. But we've also got this heat shield here. We're not jettisoning that. We need to be holding retrograde. And I'm going to quick save here because I'm not confident that I can do it, and I'm completely comfortable in retrying this if I fail it. Let's go ahead and warp to in Atmo. There we go. We are now in Atmo. Okay, hold surface retrograde, please. Verkle can't actually hold anywhere, but hopefully this will be fine. Drogue chutes are going to be deployed as soon as we can. We have a lot of aero braking to do between now and then. But you can see our apoapsis is already dropping pretty markedly. Verkle is not doing a good job of holding retrograde. Not doing a good job of it at all. At this speed, we do not want to lose attitude. Come on, Verkle. You can hold it. Okay, apoapsis is dropping by the moment. If this requires a second aerobrake pass, that's not the end of the world. I'm actually going to be in orbit mode for right now. Holding orbit retrograde. Okay. Our apoapsis is down below 250k. That's good. But if we require a second aerobrake pass, that's okay too. I'm just not very confident in holding this. Time to periapsis is still 2 minutes out. Our speed is actually decreasing, which is good. Because we're approaching periapsis, so our speed decreasing means that we're actually changing our speed substantially. Maintain that attitude. Apoapsis is now well below 200k. We're still a minute and a half to periapsis. I don't think that we are going to be exiting the atmosphere at this point. We're still a little fast, though. I don't want to hit the thicker part of the atmosphere just yet. Glad I aimed for 40k, rather than like 20. We need more air between us and the ground at this point, rather than less. Apoapsis is approaching 100k. Time to periapsis is increasing. There's no way we're exiting the atmosphere. Apoapsis is now inside of the atmosphere. That's very, very good. Okay, we're now in surface mode, so let's swap over. No, please don't lose attitude right now. That would be awful if you lost attitude. We need to bleed additional speed before losing attitude. How's our ablator doing? We've already burned off a quarter of our ablator. That's not a surprise, but this is a risky re-entry. Without the ability to just lock retrograde, this is exciting. Our speed is decreasing substantially, though. Our apoapsis is now only 3 kilometers above us, and our periapsis is well underground. We just need to bleed enough speed at this point to deploy our drogue chutes. Once we have that, then we are perfectly safe. But for that, we need to lose another kilometer per second. And the atmosphere is getting thicker all the time. But it's also getting less dangerous with every second that goes by. That we're able to hold this attitude. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. At the same time, it's also getting harder and harder to hold the attitude. Just 800 meters per second to go. Attitude is getting very out of control. Just trying to hold it here. No, 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 no. There we go. We're holding for now. It's getting very hard. 600 meters per second. It's really wanting to flip now. Oh, I'm losing control. Oh, I'm back. 400 meters per second. Get back up there. 200. I think we're good. Okay, I'm just letting the SAS handle it from here. We're solid. SAS can now go off. Oh, that was rough. But we are good. Drogue chutes, deploy. And then we can deploy the main chutes immediately after. Well, not immediately after, but here in a moment. Right now. Fantastic. Okay, let's just time warp to the ground now. Well, to the water, technically. This is, after all, going to be a splashdown. Okay, there's drogue chutes deploy, and main chute deploy will be happening now. 7 meters per second. Sounds good. Continuing to warp down to the surface, because that would be like 2 minutes. So, like 30 seconds off on time warp. So that's, you know, handy. Where's our shadow? There's our shadow. That's the best way to gauge your current position in regard to the ground, is to find your shadow. 100 meters. Okay. Off of time warp. And we are splashed down. We can get a surface sample here? Okay. I'll take it. Well, this should be a lot of science. So let's recover that. And that'll also give us back a fair amount of our funding that we used to send that craft. Come on. There we go. Look at that. 304.1 science. Not bad for going to the moon. And we also completed a contract for bringing back a moonstone. So that's nice. Science data from surface of Minmus. We can do that immediately. Lag on the moon? We just did that. Well, we'll do it again eventually, so we'll grab it. Okay. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but we're almost ready to get what we need. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.